This is the first classes of applied economics of semester 5 of economics honors student, the research methodology. The first, we will try to define what is the research. Basically, research in common parlance refers to a search for knowledge, uh, search for knowledge. Once can also define research as a scientific and systematic search for pertinent information on a specific topic. In fact, research is an art of scientific investigation. Some people see research as a movement, one that takes them from known to the unknown. It is, in fact, a journey of discovery. When the unknown confronts us, we wonder, and our inquisitiveness causes us to probe and gain a full and complete comprehension of the unfamiliar. This inquisitiveness is the mother of all knowledge, and investigation is the means that men employ to get understanding of whatever the unknown us is. Research is a phrase that should be used uh, in a technical meaning because it is an academic activity. Basically, research entails defining and redefining problems, formulating hypotheses or suggested solutions, collecting, organizing, and evaluating data, deducing and arriving at conclusion, and finally carefully testing the conclusion to see if they fit the formulating hypothesis. As a result, research is a unique contribution to the current body of knowledge that contributes to its growth. It is the search for truth um, by research, observation, comparison, and experimentation. In this context, or in a nutshell, research is the pursuit of information through an objective and systematic approach of locating a solution to a problem. Research is also the systematic approach to generalization and the construction of a theory. As a result, the term research refers to a systematic method that includes stating the problem, formulating a hypothesis, collecting facts or data, analyzing the facts, and arriving at certain conclusions, either in the form of solutions to the problem at hand or in the form of generalization for some theoretical formation. So now the objective of research. The main goal of research is to find out answers to the questions through the use of scientific process. The major goal of research is to uncover the truth that has been buried and has yet to be uncovered, though Is research project or research paper or article has its own distinctive goal, we can categorize basically research objectives into the following uh, way. The basic objective of research is to become more familiar with a phenomenon or obtain new sights about it. This is a formulative research studies. Secondly, the objective is to accurately depict the qualities of a specific situation or group or a person. That is our descriptive research studies. And then the most important objective is to figure out how often something happens or how it's linked to something else. This is the diagnostic research studies. And second is the second and last objective is to see if there is a causal relationship between different variables can be proven. That is the hypothesis testing. Suppose our null hypothesis is that there is a relationship, there is a significant relationship between child's education and father education, or child employment or father employment, or child income or father income. This is our null hypothesis. If we do not get any significant um, uh, significant relationship between the child education or between child education and further education, then we can reject the null hypothesis and we should accept the alternative hypothesis. So second, there is a motivation in the research. What makes researcher to undertake a research? There should be a motivation. How I motivated uh, to select a topic which in which we want to give intrinsic or insightful notice on that. So in this case, someone motivated to do research in a topic because he wants to obtain a higher degree, that is such as PhD degree, and the rewards that come with it, such as I am recruiting as a assistant professor in a college or a university. I have no PhD degree. So, but without PhD degree, my promotion from assistant professor to associate professor or associate professor to professor will be hampered without PhD. So in this case, someone agrees to do PhD or research to get more rewards in terms of monetary unit or others. So this is the this may be a very important motivation to do research in a topic or in a on a idea. Second is a second motivation is also important, that someone wants to solve the unsolved problems, such as the COVID vaccine. Some scientists, professors, and research scholars has engaged in several months to discover or to invent COVID vaccine. This was the challenge for the whole globe at a time. How to save the lives of the people, lives of whole globe, lives of human beings of whole globe. In this case, researchers takes challenge to solve the problem of COVID situation. This may be a motivation in research. Second, someone feels good to collect knowledge, or this refers as intellectual joy of doing some creative work. This is someone feels glow to find out new idea, thought, or innovation. This may be a motivation in research. Second, to serve the society. Serve the society, such as such as such as the research of all the Nobel laureates who serves the society, who wants to serve the society. And this is a self satisfaction that I am serving to society, what I am doing or what I am discovering, that may be helpful for the world, for the globe, for the sustainable development, for the sustainable development. Not only that, someone thinks that it will help to increase the economic development of a nation. Not only that, there is a importance to security of our nation, success in a nation, and desire to get respectability. This is the snowball effect. When Simon thinks that I am, if I can complete a PhD degree, then I will get respect from the society. I have a degree. I have a degree of doctorate degree. Then I will get the respect from a society than the others. So this is a important facts to be motivated in research of a person. So this is not, however, an entire list of characteristics that motivate people to participate in research investigations. Many other motivations, such as government directives, employment conditions, curiosity about new things, idea, knowledge, a desire to comprehend causal linkage, societal thinking and awakening, and so on, may also inspire people to conduct a good research. So next, type of research. I have highlighted in the undergraduate course, there's a 4 type of research basically we conduct in society. So one is the descriptive versus analytic. Descriptive research comprises a variety of survey and fact-finding inquiries. The most important goal of descriptive research is to describe the current state of circumstances of an issue. That may be, the issue may be of a society or an industrial, business, economics, sociology, etc. So ex post facto research is a word used frequently in a social science and business research to describe descriptive research investigations. The main feature of this method is that the researcher has no control over the variables. He can only describe what has occurred or is currently occurring. This is the forecasting. The majority of ex post facto research projects are utilized for descriptive studies in which the researchers wants to quantify things like shopping frequency, people's preferences on goods and services, or other data. Ex post facto studies are attempts by researchers to find cause and effect, even when they are unable to control the factors. Survey methods of all kinds, including comparative or correlational methods, are used in descriptive research. Always we are doing that in a research article. Whereas analytical research requires the researchers to evaluate facts or information that is already available in order to produce a critical assessment of the material. There are two types of research, that is, one is quantitative versus qualitative. We will acquire from this a simple idea on quantitative and qualitative research. Applied research, sorry, we have to ignore one, is the first will be applied versus fundamental research. So applied research and fundamental research. Applied research tries to solve an issue that a society or an economic discipline such as industrial business organizations now confronting, that is, economics is confronting it now due to COVID situation, the shrinking, there is shrinking in GDP growth in all over all the nations over the globe. Whereas fundamental research is primarily concerned with generalization and theoretical formation. Fundamental research can include studies of natural phenomena, or that is the pure mathematics. Okay, the pure mathematical application. Similarly, research studies on human behavior carried out with the goal of making generalization about human behavior and instances of basic research or analytical applied research, whereas applied research aims at specific conclusion in response to a specific social or business problem. Applied research includes, for example, research to discover social circumstances, economic or political trends that may affect a certain institution, marketing research, evaluation study, etc. As a result, the primary goal of applied research is to find a solution to a pressing practical problems. That is, the practical problems we already said, whereas fundamental research aims to locate information that has wide range of application, that is the econometric models, that is the mathematical models, etc. And so adds to the previously organized body of scientific knowledge. So from the conclusion, we can say that applied economics focus or forecast a current situation using a mathematical or econometrics model. But whereas the fundamental research is based on the develop of a methodology, of a mathematical formula, or a econometrics new idea on econometrics, or a econometric method. So next we will come to quantitative versus qualitative analysis. So quantitative research is based on determining the quantity or amount of something. Okay, it can be used to describe phenomena that have a numerical value. Suppose export and import. There is a numerical value. Years of schooling, that is also a numerical value. These are the quantitative research. On the other hand, uh, qualitative research means such as those involving or pertaining to quality or kind. For example, when looking into the cause of human behaviors, individuals thinking or do particular things, we frequently use the term motivation study, which is a sort of qualitative research. The goal of this research form of research is to uncover the underlying intentions and desire by conducting in depth of interviews. Such as this type of research is basically used in the literature subject. In all the subjects of literature such as English, Bengali, philosophy, etc. So qualitative research includes attitude or opinion research. This is aimed to find out how people feel or think about a certain subject or institution. In the behavioral scene, where the goal is to identify the fundamental cause of human behavior, qualitative research is especially significant. Such as qualitative behavior, that is the caste, is a qualitative behavior, qualitative matter, religion, sex, whereas import volume is a quantitative matter. So we may analyze the numerous elements that push people to behave in a certain way or make them like or dislike a certain thing using this type of research. However, it should be noted that putting qualitative research into practice is a tough task. As a result, experimental psychologists should be consulted before conducting such study. The last type of research is conceptual versus empirical. The term conceptual refers to research that is concerned with the abstract ideas or theories. Philosophers or thinkers commonly utilize it to build new concepts or reinterpret current status or ones. Empirical study, on the other hand, relies solely on experience or observation, typically without concern for system or theory. It is data-driven research. Empirical study, it is evidence-based research, data-driven research, that is evidence-based. That results in conclusion and that can be validated by observation or experiment. It's sometimes referred to as experimental research. It is vital to obtain facts personally at their source and to activity go about performing particular activities in order to stimulate the development of desired information in such a study. In such a study, the researcher must first formulate a working hypothesis. Already I discussed what is hypothesis, the null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. In the empirical study, first we should set up a hypothetical hypothesis. If null hypothesis accepted, then we will argue on the topic. And then in empirical research, we set out to gather enough evidence, that is data, to support the hypothesis or idea. Then we create experimental design that we um, beliefs will manipulate the people or materials involved in order to obtain the needed knowledge. So the experimenters control over the variable under examination, as well as his deliberate manipulation of one of them to investigate its consequences, characters, such as these are the drawbacks, or we should not, it is not required to discuss here. And there's some other type of research, that is one-time research or longitudinal research, field setting research, or laboratory research. Laboratory research is applied to basically in pure science, or simultaneous research, clinical or diagnostic research, historical research, etc., and so on. So this is our basic idea how we think about research, and what are the ideas on research, and what are the steps to formulate a research. So I think that it will be helpful for our 5th semester students of undergraduate honors to do dissertation in 6th semester. So thank you.